You know, getting older is not an easy thing to do. Growing up means, a lot of things change. You get a little bit more jaded, your back starts to hurt, your organs start to fail, probably. You realize that your childhood idols are actually probably horrible, awful people. I mean, unless your childhood idol is Brendan Fraser, in which case, good call early on, this man is a god. And the worst part about all of it is you have to watch your old friends die a slow, painful death. Thankfully, we haven't quite hit that point with the Titanfall series just yet. You see, Respawn is like a mother and father to Titanfall, and shortly after Titanfall 2 was born, Mom decided that she didn't want to work anymore and she'd rather gold dig with a guy who got rich off microtransactions. And of course, she married him, having his flashy silver spoon baby, Apex Legends. Titanfall 1 and 2, on the other hand, got left with Respawn Dad, who, took the divorce pretty hard and unfortunately developed a methamphetamine addiction and left his two kids to basically wither away and die. Every once in a while they'll step out to do some street performances to make a little extra money and make a bunch of new friends, but the friends never last, and eventually they go away, maybe after a couple days, maybe after a week. They don't stay, they don't stick around, and eventually Titanfall 1 and 2 will die. And that's where I come in, because I'm here to tell you where you can go to scratch your Titanfall itch when the servers eventually, go boom. Or right now, if you want. And unfortunately, I'm gonna start off on a sour note because there's nothing quite like Titanfall. Now, I'm well aware that one of the biggest draws of the Titanfall series, sans Apex Legends because it was severely neutered in Apex, is the movement. And if you're looking for a dang good movement-based game / movement shooter, then these are for you. Get to the Orange Door, and yes,
that's a threat.
Get to the Orange Door is a movement shooter roguelike with all of the wall running and double jumping and sliding and all that good stuff from Titanfall that you know and love. There's all different kinds of weapons and equipments for you to find and upgrade, and some really awesome vaporwave visuals and music. This game really just oozes its own style, and it's really fun to play. The difficulty racks up pretty quickly compared to a lot of other roguelikes I've played, but thankfully the aim assist is quite heavy-handed, and you're gonna need it. Well, okay, I need it because this game is really fast, faster than Titanfall. Get to the Orange Door is available on Steam, and I'm not sure if it's available on anything else, but go check it out. You won't be disappointed. And up next, we've got Now, I've already made a video about Ultrakill, and thankfully Ultrakill has ascended way beyond being some hidden gem that only a few people know about, thanks to New Blood's pretty genius marketing, and Johnny being, Johnny.
They don't know. I'm the righteous hand of the Father.
The game doesn't quite have the same exact movement options that Titanfall has, but you'll be zipping around and flying all over the place in no time at all, so it'll scratch that speed itch you got. The game's also got some great arcade feel with lots of hidden levels and things for you to find in every level, and alternate pathways. It's really fun to explore the levels and, find things you never thought you would, and also be completely horrified by some of the secrets.
I don't like where this is going.
This game's got buckets of blood, it's got hardcore music, it's got crazy weapon combos that you'll probably never pull off, but they are there. I'm gonna throw Doom Eternal in with this one because everybody already knows about Doom Eternal and I really don't have to say much more about it, but it kind of fits. It feels very similar when you play the two, so go play Doom Eternal as well if you haven't already. And who hasn't already? Hey, that's weird, I made a video about this game too. That's weird. But I'll talk about it again. Now, this one isn't necessarily a movement shooter per se. It's kind of like if Jack Cooper, had a musty, waifu body pillow. and also a katana. You've got all the crazy movement options you could possibly want, and every level is kind of like an intricate puzzle. You can pick exactly which way you want to zip around the level, decapitating people, but you gotta be careful because you die in one hit. Everything else also dies in one hit though, so it's fair. Well, except for bosses. They take a few slices and dices to really take down all the way. Eventually, you'll get to the point where the levels aren't necessarily puzzles as much as they are speed bumps where you're speed running the levels and trying to complete all of them in 20 seconds or less. And believe me, if you look up speed runs of this game, people are gonna make you feel stupid. For real though, Ghost Runner is a real gem and you should go check it out. Support the devs and, you know, let them let them know I sent you, because they don't know I exist. But maybe if enough of you tell them, they'll know. Probably. Okay, now imagine if Titanfall took place in Australia, and also there was no Titans, and also the game looked nothing like Titanfall, and also your only weapon is a boom.
Let's cut to the chase, Mega Man!
Boomerang X is one of the absolute prettiest games that I'm gonna be talking about in this video. It's fantastic looking. It's got this really cool like Okami sort of cel-shaded style to it. You'll be slicing and dicing enemies with your really cool looking four-sided boomerang while you jump and flip and air dash all over the place. It's a lot of fun, I gotta tell you. One thing that I do really like about this game, in comparison to all the others, is that it seriously tests your situational awareness, because there's a lot of stuff going above you and below you and all around you all the time, so you've really gotta be aware of what's around you. I believe this is also one of the newest games on this list, so if you play it, you'll be hip like me. Now maybe, you know, the movement stuff wasn't your favorite part about Titanfall. Maybe it was the lore and the world of Titanfall that was your favorite part. In which case you can play the campaign of Titanfall 2 over and over. Actually, no. You could play, no, actually, that was a Titanfall RTS for phones. That was shut down a year after launch, so you can't play that. You could look at the wiki. Just stare at the wiki for hours on end. You could do that. You could watch the trailers for every Apex season, because sometimes they put some Titanfall lore in there. They throw some of that in there for you. Mostly it's just about the new character of the season, though. Yeah, well, that revelation was depressing. Maybe your favorite part of the game was the Titan gameplay, in which case you can play... You're ready to stop wasting my time? Alright, so maybe Mechwarrior gameplay is not exactly the same as Titan gameplay, but you're big and you're made of metal, and you're stomping around and you're shooting stuff, so by default, it's fun. These things are like the slower, more volatile cousins of Titans. They're just every inch of these things is a gun. They're like a Digimon. They got guns, missiles, rockets, lasers, blazers. Something that it does really have on Titanfall though is the environment destruction. You can absolutely level any map you play on. Buildings turn to rubble, trees explode with bullets. It's really cool, and it is something that I wish the Titanfall games had, but you know what? They're good in their own way. There's all different kinds of mechs that you can, you know, play with and play as well, so you can really find the playstyle that fits for you, and maybe you'll even find something that isn't in Titanfall that you end up liking even more. There isn't honestly a whole lot of games that I can think of with the same kind of mech gameplay or anything even remotely similar to Titanfall, let alone any that blend mech with pilot gameplay like Titanfall. Really, nothing does it quite as well. But I do have some games that have mechs in them that I think are really cool. So if you just like mechs, check these out. Daemon X Machina. All right, so this game is like super anime-y kind of mech stuff, but it's really fun. It's really fast-paced. The visuals are gorgeous. The visuals are gorgeous. The gameplay is super fast and super aggressive, and I mean, you can play it on a bunch of different platforms. It runs on a Switch, so that's how versatile it is. Earth Defense Force 4.1, and 5. Dude, I love Earth Defense Force. Like, so stupid and perfect. Giant bugs and kaiju and aliens are all here, and they're doing bad stuff, and it's up to me and you to
Kill them all.
There are multiple classes to play as, but I want to highlight 2 of them that are more close to the mech thing that I was talking about. The first one is the Fencer, who's basically just a little mini mech man with big, stupid weapons on either arm. Now you can go full weeb and go with, you know, giant swords and giant hammers and stuff and just swing them around and hope you kill stuff. Or you can turn yourself into a literal walking tank with like mortars and rail guns and missile launchers and miniguns. It's fun. The other class can literally just call in a Titan. So maybe you want to pick that guy. Or you could just be a flying anime robot girl. This game is perfect. Into the Breach. This game has mechs in it. And it's a game. And it's good. Yeah, so it's a tactical turn-based game, but you know what? The list of accolades for Into the Breach are endless, and I could not possibly list them all here. So, if you don't believe me, believe everybody else. Look, the fact of the matter is that there's really nothing quite like Titanfall out there, and thankfully, as of right now, the games aren't dead yet, so play them while you can. Hell, I organized a whole play party with my Discord a while back, and we had a blast, even just playing amongst ourselves. We didn't even have a full 12 people to do 6-on-6, but you know what? It was fun. And also, you should go check out that video, and like and subscribe if you want to see more. No other game really combines all of the things that Titanfall does so well. You know, I could talk to you about movement shooters. I could talk to you about games with mechs in them. I could talk to you about games, you know, where the story's about a guy and his big, aloof and somewhat dangerous friend. You know, I could go on and on. Titanfall 1 and 2 will forever be criminally underrated games that never quite got the attention they deserved. Occasionally, Titanfall 2 gets, you know, bursts of new players. I made a video not too long ago that it had peak players on Steam thanks to the Season 9 of Apex Legends and the callback character Valkyrie, who is the daughter of Viper from Titanfall 2. Like it or not, Apex Legends is the best chance we have of the Titanfall series carrying onward. Maybe we get a Titanfall 3, maybe, you know, Titans will arrive in Apex Legends. Maybe Jack Cooper is waiting in the shadows to strike at the other legends in Apex, and he'll be a new playable character. You know, nobody really knows this stuff except for Respawn. I love Titanfall. I love the series. I even like Apex Legends. And I've made multiple videos on Titanfall 2, and one really short one on Titanfall 1. And some of you still have not figured out that this title is a joke. And that hurts a little bit. If you enjoyed your time here, make sure you get subscribed, drop a comment down below, like or dislike it, and tell me what you liked or disliked about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you stay tuned for the next video where I delete all my videos and become an SCP animated channel. See ya!